Today class we are learning the data collection methods. If you have a book, turn to page chapter 7 to 8. So where are we now? So we are in here, data collection methods. So these are the learning outcome for this topic. So what is data collection? So as an overview, it means that data can be collected in variety of ways, in different setting, different field or lab, or in different source. It could be from the hotel, restaurant, you go to the mall, to the airports. Could be everywhere, depending on your setting, depending on your study, and to whom you shall distribute your questionnaire, or to whom that you shall interview respondent. So source of data collection, we do have the first-hand data collection. We also have the second data. This is the already exists. Primary data source. This topic are talking more about the qualitative study. So here we are focusing more on the observation, interviews, and for the quantitative study, we are focusing more on the questionnaire. Right, so look at the column here. There are in column interview in your left hand side. You need the interview structure and structured. You have observation. You have some questionnaire. In your right hand side is explanation of each of the type of primary data collection. Second data, I'm sure that everyone well versed about the second data, because right now you are looking for uh, the relevant materials to support your study. It can also be used as your for data collection and for uh, addressing your research objective, answering research question, and testing your hypothesis. When you got the result, then you can use this data to support uh, your result, your finding. Chapter 7, data collection methods. This is an interview. There are several types of interviews. Interview required both party, the interviewer and the respondent. It could be face to face, right? It could be in the group, it could be in the focus group, but they are connecting interview. There are two types of interviews: unstructured interviews. We have a structured interviews. Right, unstructured interviews, something that you have to be ready with the question to ask. If the respondent neglect to answer, or they doesn't have any explanation, or they only answer yes or no, then you may use your research question guide you for the unstructured interviews. Have you seen any drama or series that showing the scene in the court, for example? Right, you can see that the lawyers keep on asking the question. Sometimes the question is not in their report, for example, in their list or in the preparation. They just pop up the question uh, responding to the answer. Such an interview, you have enough question to ask your potential respondent. This is all of these must be guideline by your research question. Right, as I said earlier. Interview could be could be held face to face, through online, right? Now there are so many other platform: Google Meet, Google Zoom, right? FB Live. Sometimes you can use video call from WhatsApp Messenger, right? And everything. This is at how you get your question. You can also use this platform for the unstructured interview. Of bias in interviews, right? You are involving human factors. Therefore, sometimes bias uh, you cannot get away yourself from the bias, right? So but somehow you can eliminate the bias, you can reduce the bias, right? These are the suggestion by the books that you can overcome the bias during the interviews, right? Information gathered in interviews should be as free as possible of bias. Yeah, it means that uh, you must identify the right questions. uh, you get a rapport first before you can proceed with the interviews, right? You are having a screening question, ensure that the possible respondent aware of use the product, for example. Bias can come from situation, from interview, from the interviewee, from the interview. So you must establish rapport first, right? Because sometimes you might be someone might dislike you, doesn't like the way you are wearing, the way your tonation, the way you talk, the way your facial expression. The interviewee doesn't like you, right? So you need to overcome this issue first. Wear decent clothes, um, ask question, direct question, but not sensitivity question. From the from the interviewee, because they doesn't trust you, because they just met you. So sometimes they're afraid that whatever that they said you might use against them, or you might against someone, right? Therefore they only answer yes or no, right? And then sometimes they did not really clarify. For example, that you asking, uh, it also depend on your question. You are asking like, how was the cake? Nice, good. They will answer like that. But you are hoping that the answer need more sugar, uh, the too sweet, or not so soft, not so moist. So you need them to explain. But in order to get the explanation, you need to ask the right question. Situation, sometimes they are in hurry, they answer yes or no, and sometimes because of the weather, for example, about to rain or too hot, or they are waiting for someone, so uh, they are not willing to pay attention, they're not willing to work as truthful to your patient. These are the suggestions you can minimize your bias. First, establish credibility, question technique, ask unbiased question, clarify issues, help respondent to think through the issues. Then you should take notes. You also must observe the facial expression of the respondent. Sometimes you need to record the interview. There are several types of interview. You have telephone interview, right? These are the advantage and disadvantage of interview. You can read for yourself, right? We also have the group interview, right? Again, these are the advantage and disadvantage of group interview. Personal individual interviews, right? These are the focus group, right? In the last session, the last class material, I mentioned about the focus group. Usually between 6 to 8 per person in a one group in per session. And if you have a group, then you need to moderator to moderate your discussion activity. These are the things that the group moderator need to do during the the session. Advantage of online work group. These are the disadvantage. Now we will be into chapter 8. Observation. Right, is also part of your data collection if we are doing the qualitative research. Observation is really the process of watching and listening other person behavior, right, without controlling or manipulating. You just observe that. For example, you observe children, how they react when they have a new toy, or or their friend took their toys. Right? These are called observation. You can also observe how people um, acting in the shopping mall. Usually you use a camera to record. You sitting in the one corner and then you observe your subject. Observation, because when there is need to describe behavior patterns, usually the practice is like the behavior that there's a study that saying that why Dayak Laut, most of the our divers coming from Dayak Laut, then the study will stay with them and then observe how they live, how the day life activities, and what they do, what they eat, right? And also that if you want to ensure that the children in kindergarten, you also observe, because when you ask them, they cannot explain because they are their daily activities. You can through personal observation, or you can through electronic observation, right? So these are the uh, participation observation. It could be complete participation, it could moderate, it could be active participation. So what to observe? Depending on your study. It could be space, an object, actor, feelings, or events, right? And structure observation, you look at selective phenomena at different level of structure, and then you are focused on selective observation stage based on their storyline, and then sort of a regular for irregular activities, um, and others, right? You can go to the National Geographic, you can see that how the researcher uh, living with the monkey, for example. There are doctors who are living with the animal to understand their behavior. They also call as a observation. From there, after you already get all the information, the pictures, uh, uh, then if you do interview, you transcribe verbatimly, and then you must find uh, you must prepare coding to group it so that you'll be able to prepare your final reports. These are the observation, the advantage and advantages.